YTPC! Uncle Butter coming back at you for another late night VR session. You see, I brought my Gaston flag and my stick of butter. I got my Mr. Bra number 14 church warden that old Berg gave me. And again, I thank him for that. And I'm smoking some of the Sleepy Hollow he sent along with out of it. Really nice blend. I hear it's going away. That's what the deputy mayor said. Not real happy about that because I just came to it. So this here's a VR to Peg Leg Piper. We had a couple questions. The questions in the last 2 to 3 months, I feel, have been really solid and fantastic, and I really have enjoyed very much thinking about them and meditating on my answers. Well, the first part of the question is, obviously, as you said on your video, Peg Leg, it's a little transient, it's easy, it's pipe related. What's your favorite general type of tobacco? Well, as almost a 20-year pipe smoking veteran now, I would say that my favorites are definitely English blends. Now, I started out on aromatics, as I believe a lot of people do. They're kind of, the tin note kind of brings them to it. Oh, that smells good, and they don't understand, there's room note, tin note, and taste. And then, of course, within the taste is the inhale and the retrohale and the cold pull and all the other stuff that goes along with it. I think people just go, oh, that smells nice. It smells like strawberries or raspberry. I know there's a blend. Lane has a blend, a raspberry blend. It smells just like you almost want to eat it, but it just doesn't transfer very well. I think that's the same thing with a lot of topped tobaccos. It just doesn't transfer. Some of them transfer very nicely, like the Peterson Nutty Cut that I've been smoking. That transfers in a very nice, mellow, even way, and it doesn't get goopy. But a lot of the aromatics that I started on before I was an English smoker, they just got goopy and hot. And, if you want to run a corncob pipe into the ground hard, be a heavy sugar-topped aromatic smoker. I had one particular legend, this is probably 10 or 15 years ago, that had basically, I had only really smoked a lot of aromatics out of it because back then it really wasn't in English, and it didn't last very long. And I didn't smoke the hell out of it either. So there are some things, and I'm sure people, oh, it doesn't matter this, it doesn't matter. In my humble opinion, I think if you smoke goopy aromatics out of a corn cob all the time, you're going to have a wonderful experience, but you're going to shorten the life of the pipe. My 2 cents on the matter. Discuss, rebuke, whatever you like. But anyway, in continuing with the VR, so I started as an aromatic, now definitely an English smoker. 3 blends, not necessarily English blends, that I really like to help the newbie smokers out. Go down to your drugstore and get you some of this. Just start there, man. Just start right there. And that's the greatest thing. You can get a pouch of this for a couple bucks, and a corncob pipe for a few more dollars, some pipe cleaners and some matches, and you're smoking pipe in you're less than $10 into it. I mean, that's why people can give away little kits, because they're nothing. It's not like you're handing a $300 meerschaum away, or a very expensive thing. You just don't have to have that. So half and half would be the first one I would say I smoke a lot of. That is because that's what my dad's main blend was. I've said on videos before, that's all he ever wanted to smoke. I tried to get him to have nicer pipes. He wouldn't even smoke a Dr. Graybo, like a drugstore Dr. Graybo. He had this, I bought him this really nice, drugstore quality, but still pretty nice, bright red Dr. Graybo billiard pipe. And he smoked it a couple times, and he just had this thought that you had to take care of pipes and a lot, and there was lots of fussing with them. As we all know, that's not really the case. So, here's my Father's Day present, just in case there was any confusion on the matter. Apparently, this is how my wife feels, so that's good. Oh man, so half and half. I really, I think I fell in love with Englishes when I started smoking Northwoods though from Boswell's, and that's a blend. It's extremely readily available on the internet. Blended. I've never in almost 20 years had any problem getting it and getting any quantity of it that I wanted. I've never bought a pound of it or so, but I bought 3 or 4 ounces one time. But I don't keep a lot of it on hand because Boswell's is 20 miles off the road. So I'm like, if I want some, whatever. A lot of times I like to, a lot of the old hats that are involved in Boy Scouts, they like to sit around fire and shoots and stuff, and I'll bring them an ounce or bomb them this or whatever. I never gave anyone a corn. No, that's not true. I gave one corn cob pipe away to one of the scout leaders one time. Really enjoys it. It really brings something out in people. So if you are watching this and you are a newbie smoker, so half and half, good Virginia Burley and Bright blend, and that would be a good place to start. Velvet would be another good place to start. Carter Hall, OTCs like that are pretty good, and also so Northwood, you're transitioning into a much more flavorful and complex, you know, blend. The third one that I've been smoking a lot lately that I really dig, as much as I hate to say this, is an aromatic, and it's actually the Peterson Nutty Cut, and that is a blend that is topped with some coconut flavors and some macadamia nuts and a bunch of different kind of woodsy, nutty flavors. It's excellent. The tin note and the room note and the taste all carry through pretty well. Oh, it has a rum topping as well. So the tin note for the rum is real strong, but it doesn't transfer the taste. And it doesn't get real goopy either. This Sleepy Hollow that I'm smoking out of the Mr. Brog here is, it gets a little goopy at the end. And I think you can, kind of mitigate some of that with letting it set out a little well. Second part of the question, decision or something that I've been mulling over and not wondering how it's going to go, or something that's been difficult. Well, the only thing that's been going on in my life, I'm, as far as frequency and amplitude go, I really kind of keep real close to the old x-axis there. I really try and keep it low, long wavelengths. I'm not one of these people that get real upset or whatever. It takes a lot. So, generally speaking, my life is pretty easy going. And if there are decisions to be made, I see them coming down the road, and I have time to pray and meditate on it and figure out the correct course of action. But with my mom having a stroke on May 6th, the decision to keep her at home full time and to be a primary caregiver, my wife and I, to be the dual primary, with me being the power of attorney on financial and medical decisions. It's been a tough one, brother. It's really hard because, we're taking care of her as if she's in a skilled nursing facility. And I know you talked about your profession, but, even before I knew who you were or anything, I've had a tremendous amount of respect for people in the medical field, especially nurses. My grandmother was a registered nurse. She went to St. Joseph's and got her RN, and she was actually a traveling nurse. And she was in Lakehurst, New Jersey when the Hindenburg went down, believe it or not. So she saw some stuff and some things. There's really two visiting nurses that are the main ones for my mom that come in and see her. But there's like the nighttime lady, and there's the kind of the pinch hitter. And they're all very nice ladies. One of them is a LPN, like a licensed practical nurse. I don't even know if that's correct terminology anymore, but anyway, well, that's what she says she is. She says she's an LPN. I think they might have got rid of CNA, but I don't know really too well about that. At any rate, they don't have time for continuing education because they're running all day long, every day, doing these in-home visits, trying to keep people, trying to keep their case record. They got bad equipment. They got really crappy computers. I mean, I always joke with them. I said, "You want me to go get you want me to machine you a crank at work so you can crank it up?" I said, "Do we need to hook a water bowl or food bowl up to this thing? Maybe to feed the gerbil a little more or whatever." It's so nice outfit that they work for. It's called Spirit Trust. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, or somebody in the medical profession or who has been a caregiver would have heard of Spirit Trust. Really nice, organization, and we've been doing good, but it was a hard decision for us to make, brother, just to be able to, realize that everything goes along with it. Now, we took care of her, half the time when she had her knee replaced. We took care of her, but she was in rehab right after, and then the rehab facility, and then she came home. And she bounced back real quick because she just hit that rehab hard. She really was all in it to win it. She had broken her arm. That didn't take, too long. There was this clamshell thing called a Sarmiento. It's like a thing that has Velcro. It's supposed to immobilize your arm, and I learned how to do it. I got trained on it, and I tried to get it as good as I can. The orthopedic surgeon, said I was doing everything I could, but there still was too much movement. So we had 6 weeks of that, and then we decided to do pins and screws. So then when she had the pins and screws, she went to the rehab facility. So then that was a month. And then she came back, and then she was almost better at that point. She could bear weight on it and whatnot. So, and she had a fall almost 8 years ago that I had to learn a lot about wound care on. So we're pretty trained up. We've taken it in stride as much as we possibly can. But it is a decision it's kind of tough because when a 74-year-old woman has a TIA, a mini stroke, and has some continuing microstroking, the curtain's going down. It's not going up. Now it's not slamming down, but it's definitely decrescendoing here. So there's a lot of things and balls you got to keep in the air. Obviously, you probably know all about this, peg leg, and you probably see it every day of your life. So it's difficult. But my mom is suffering from some dementia and some tough things, man, to go through to see. But we just do not put our people in nursing homes as a family. The extended Butter Clan, if you will. We just do not put our people in nursing homes until the absolute last minute, because we feel it's our responsibility as a family to stay together. And as much as that ruins inconveniences, so I'd say, our ability to pick up and go places and do things. When we do have an opportunity to have somebody come sit with her or go do something or whatever, it's that much sweeter. It gives you a lot of perspective, but it was a heartbreaking decision because we knew what we were getting into. And having done it before, we knew it was going to, and the nature of the event, we knew it was going to be worse this time. So I'm always asking for any thoughts and prayers of a positive nature that you can send our way, but, the nurses say we're doing a good job of taking care of her. Got the hospital bed now. My supervisor was able to get one for free. The power of positive prayer and thoughts just came through unbelievably on that one. Brand new $5,500 Hill-Rom bed with a nice pad on it. Seto. Unbelievable. Just had to go right down about 40 miles down from here and pick it up. And that was it. So that was very merciful. Very, very merciful. So she's much more comfortable now and everything. So those are my answers. I congratulate you on your success as a presenter. I do indeed like your content. You seem like a very upright and caring individual. It really comes across in your channel. It really comes across that you're a thoughtful person. Many people in the YTPC, I was having some discussions with some, we'll leave them unnamed, YTPC members, just talking about And what a wonderful community this is, and I think you, Peg Leg, I think you fit in very, very well. So please continue to make content, and always love hearing what you're doing and what you're about, and you know, it's good stuff. So um, let's see. I think that's about it. I think I answered all the questions, but the pipe looks beautiful, brother. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and the tobacco is very generous. So, at any rate, again, continue success and good luck to you. And this is someone who is signing off, but first he's going to say his catchphrase. Almost forgot. When you're out there in the universe, try not to hurt any situations that you can't help. Uncle Butter signing out.
Keeping an eye on the